It's that time again! We are back with another match. We are still in Europe. And we have Taiyo versus amigooooo. We're going to be heading to the Hall of Dejalia. We're playing Convergence. First bands, Hella being taken out, as is Hawkeye. No surprises here. These are go-to bans in the majority of games we see. What's going to be the secure? What will be the protected pick? Both teams seem to want Strange. Psylocke's being hovered over. Lunar Snow, very highly picked. We saw a ban in the last cast I did, depending on what order I release those in. That will be a lie. And there is Strange, secured. Everyone seems to want him. They're just going to secure it in here. Now, last two bans for the rotation. Now, we're going to be seeing amigooooo wanting Psylocke here. So I doubt they'll ban it. So what are they afraid of, if anything? They're going to take out the Loki. Okay. Can be a little annoying for a Psylocke when you're just trying to move around quickly and there's a Loki in the way. And Black Panther. Very solid for backline damage dealing when you can actually jump in there. That Burst Ascent can cause massive problems. So, let's see what we're getting here. We're seeing both teams looking at Psylocke. Not too surprising here. This is probably the most similar on one side we've seen in a while. In fact, that Psylocke, okay, it is being locked in. A Winter Soldier is being hovered here. A Namor. Okay, the Winter Soldiers. Oh, they're swapping back and forth. Tough ones. Okay, not a Psylocke. Alright. Let's see if they swap out a little more. These teams are a little indecisive. Let's see what we're going in with here. We have Iku is playing the Rocket Raccoon. Good to see you, buddy. One that we were talking about earlier, but didn't really talk about that much in the draft. It is going to be Namor, being played by Spindle. SME Fowl is playing that Doctor Strange. Okida is on the Lunar Snow. Wizard 98k is going to be playing the Winter Soldier, and Hades will be busted out that Groot. On the side of amigooooo, we have Froggy playing the Hulk. Special One is going to be playing the Mantis. Ra's al Ghul is going to be on the Lunar Snow. Kwa is on the Doctor Strange. Lost OW is playing Peter Quill. The Star-Lord, and Anmar is playing the Psylocke. Let's jump on board with the Doctor Strange. We are seeing a portal coming out. Looks like they're going to intrude inside the building to try and keep it hidden. Diving through into the backline, jumping on board with Froggy to see if they can get that backline dive that they want to try and set up here. Big damage coming up from up above, but immediately being forced to retreat. But I love what they're doing here, trying to set themselves up for a dive onto the backline. Froggy is going deep in here. amigooooo trying to cause all kinds of damage. The healing output is insane. We've got that Mantis and Lunar Snow combo. That is like the go-to combo for the majority of teams out here. Taiyo, though, bringing out the Rocket Raccoon is interesting. And they do have that Namor trying to leave some damage output with those Sea Summons to get that extra little bit of damage output. Going hard, holding the location, holding the point, able to get the pickups. Nicely done by Spindle there. Saving up for that horde of Proteus. And keeping up with those aquatic dominions. Allowing that solid extra damage output. Nice relocation there. Looking pretty strong so far. This is good for Taiyo, and it's good for Taiyo. They hold the position there. There's the Aquatic Blessing. You see the damage coming out from the Aquatic Dominion, allowing them all that extra pressure. Frugi looking for the angle to try and dive the backline once again, proving to be the front line, trying to get onto that Doctor Strange. They can take them down. That's the majority of the tankiness for Taiyo here as they're onto it. Groot is doing their best to hold them back and give Strange some space. Ult being used. Psylocke is deep in the backline, but has already had to back away. Rocket with the damage output. Iku is doing the best they can. Lunar Snow, their heroic has also expired here, and their team is mostly dead. This is not ideal for the Winter Soldier on the way from base here. And Frugi holding the line here, just trying to chase after that Pete trying to chase after anyone there. Vehicle is moving. We are onto it as amigooooo has been able to set their team up. Interesting jumps here. Looking for another backline repositioning here. Let's see if they can find the angle to dive onto the enemy team. amigooooo is currently destroying some terrain. That's going to be the Galactic Legend coming in, but stunned down by the Eye of Agamotto. Lost OW is immediately being forced to retreat with the Heroic being reset. Froggy is deep in that backline with that Ultimate Hulk, trying to do any damage they can, but they are tanking it. They are holding the line for the moment. Being forced to retreat. amigooooo keeping the team alive, just spamming in those healing numbers, but we've already lost both the front lines. Namor is really all that's left that isn't a healer here, being forced to back out, ascending up with the bubble to try and stay alive. They get out of there. The team is respawning and rejoining them, so they're going to be able to reconvene and try and stop this push. We're already on to tier 2 push. The final stretch is here, that damage boost though, but are they really making the most of this as they make their way forward? Trying to find the right angle. Thor has been picked up here. They're swapping out Foul. Moving on with that, the full retreat comes out. They have stopped the vehicle in its track. That bust statue has been halted, but they are still being zoned out a little bit. Magnetic barrier from Hades, keeping them from getting pushed in too hard. Nice aquatic dominions, holding on to that Horn of Proteus until the last moment. Dove onto the backline though, by the Psylocke, doing huge damage, getting healed up by Lunar Snow, keeping them alive. Here it comes, there it was, that was the Horn of Proteus to get the counter damage going as they're doing huge damage output, staying alive here, holding this down. Here comes Thor, doing huge damage as well, and Lost OW is trying to destroy them from the sky, while the front line is causing issues. They cannot focus on Lost. That Star-Lord, great stun as they look for Foul, but Foul is tanking too hard, the healing too effective here. Lost is just trying to get every bit of damage they can. Getting dove on by Foul though, that Thor diving deep, but they are alone. They've isolated themselves here, being able to retreat back to the team, but they've already been isolated and picked off. That is a double kill, a triple kill for the side of amigooooo as they push on in, looking for that first 100% push of the round, pushing it all the way back to spawn. They have maybe one more respawn left to hold through if they can get the rollouts in time. Here comes Foul! But no, just short on time. That's going to be round 1 with 3 points going over to amigooooo. That brings us back to Taiyo. With a full 100%, the best they can hope for is a draw here. Meaning they'd have to play another round where there are teams who have gone 10-0. They would have to go 11-1 if we count a draw as a win and a loss in order to be in the same situation. And that is going to start to potentially introduce a bit of fatigue when you're playing teams of this level. But amigooooo, all they've got to do is hold the line, and they are changing very little about their composition in order to do that. For Taiyo, amigooooo on that Mantis. Spindoos once again on the Namor. Foul, swapping off of Magneto, back onto the Strange. Ochida is going to be playing the Lunar Snow. Wuzzer is on that Psylocke, and Hades sticking on that Thor. On the other side, Frugi on the Hulk once again. Special One is playing the Mantis. Rasal Ghul is once again going to be playing that Lunar Snow. Qua onto the Doctor Strange. Lost OW with the spray, sticking with that Peter Quill. And Anmar also on the Psylocke. Psylocke for both teams. Hades has swapped off of Thor and is now onto the Groot. They're going to begin that rollout, making their way towards the objective. amigooooo pinging away at the side as there is a bit of a flank. They go for a long side rollout here. Looking to get the correct flank angle as in comes Frugi, doing the best damage they can, getting focused by everyone though, forced to back out to their team. Will get healed up pretty effectively and be allowed to go back in. Nice stun onto the Strange, but Strange is tanking through it. Frugi is taking the majority of the damage for their team, but they've been able to take out Hades. That's one of the front liners gone, but Special one of their healers is removed, meaning Frugi has very little extra, has much less sustain than they normally would have. They're just trying to survive with mobility here to keep themselves in this fight. Big focus, just diving deep. They're popping back to Banner now. Can they get out of there? No! Taken out as Taiyo has started to claim that first point. Taking the shots with that Mantis. They're so close. There we go. First point. The cart has been activated. If they can keep up this pace, this would be pretty good for the members of Taiyo. Sheeta getting the heals, tanking through Hades, making their way up, creating the walls, giving them that little bit of extra distance just through the ability to not see them and not get shot at, so no one can step up to them. But taken out hard here. Here comes Water though with the Psylocke deep into the backline, doing huge damage. Looking to try and take out the healer as well. Forced to back up, forced to rejoin the team. Counter Psylocke, doing huge damage as well. They're trading back and forth here. Who's going to win the 1v1 as we've already taken out the healer here, but no, the team has rejoined, ruining the 1v1. The Dance of the Butterflies being used almost in unison there, but being denied just barely. Look at those heals. Keeping them sustained, keeping them alive as Wazzer tried to dive onto the backline. Meantime, the rest of the team is just slowly moving the cart, while Wazzer just has their own fun. If they're busy shooting at you, they're not on the cart. This is where the value comes in. Use that side visibility there. The side stealth. Trying to focus them down. I am amigooooo with the flank! That was crazy! Beautiful play by Foul, finding the angle, and that is a full rout of amigooooo, dropping multiple members. But they are holding. The few members that survived are able to hold this going. Here comes Lost round the portal, causing huge lag, but they're doing good damage output here, taking out Aku. With the healer down, they've got a much better angle. They could go for the burst here, trying to get that little bit of extra damage if they dive into the backline, because they are in there, in the melee range, finally getting picked off. But they took out 3 to 4 members during that. That is big. amigooooo looking good, but they have been halted here. They've made a good process. They have 2 minutes to make it to that next point. Froggy having a little bit of trouble with the terrain, starting to make their way in, or back to their team to get onto the car, try and keep the members of Taiyo off it. Taiyo, remember, they need to not just get this next point, but all of it. Big shield onto the team. I have amigooooo. It's dropped. Massive multi-man stun. Able to set this up. Luna Flare. Luna is doing huge damage output, and Taiyo have been wiped off the board. With 2 minutes 20 left. This is not looking good for the members of Taiyo. They're respawning though. Sending shots from downrange. Spindu on this Namor. How much damage can they do? Sending the shots. Just doing as much damage as they can here. Sending out the Oceanic Dominion here as they push on. Groot once again with the wall to give them a little bit of extra space so they can try and focus down these front-voicing members. Foul. Tanking that front line, but may need to have amigooooo! They are able to grab 2 members, including Doctor Strange. We've already seen the Mantis fall. That is one of the healers down, meaning that Taiyo have the opportunity to move on forwards. Mantis dropping that extra healing. And that's enough. The card has made it to the next point. Foul with that eye was pretty huge there. And they're on the final stretch. They could make it. They'll be slower, but I don't think that the competitive version of this game cares about the time. At least not yet. Trying to pressure in. Set themselves up for the best angle. It's a little bit of a messy fight indoors here. Psylocke, Wizard is deep in the backline dance, and the Butterfly has taken out one. Looking for a second, but he's being forced to retreat. Wasn't able to find more. Strange is deep in there, trying to set something up. Lost OW is at the ready for that Galactic Legend, but is choosing to hold on to it for now. Foul, absorbing the hits, tanking as best they can. Amigooooo is dropped. They tank it with the shield, protecting at least them and some of their team members as Qua is focused down, punished for the dive. Qua in serious trouble on this defense. Here comes Lost once again in the sky, completely alone, untouched as everyone is busy with their team, but not enough damage here. They take out 1-for-1 with that Galactic Legend. This is rough for amigooooo. That was their big counter push here to try and hold back the members of Taiyo who are holding this. And guess what's up? Amigooooo is once again available as they are able to zone the members of amigooooo off the point. They take out Anima. They're on the last final stretch, just this corner. The one stretch as the people are trying to make their way into the point. All that is left on the side of amigooooo is Special One with that Mantis ultimate for that little bit of extra healing. They need to get onto the point. Strange eating all the damage. Amigooooo takes 3 stuns. That is huge. They're going for the turnaround. It's right there. Inches to go. If they wipe here, it's over. But amigooooo down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. It's Froggy, but he's down! And that's going to be 3-3. A tie in this competitive matchup, meaning that we are going to have these two teams have to play an extra game in order to get into that top bracket and make their way through to the playoffs. Or not? Is there a I didn't know this existed. I did not know there was a tiebreaker in competitive. Looks like Taiyo are back on the offense again. I did not know this existed. I did not know this is how it worked. Let's see how they do this. Picks are looking pretty familiar here. And they're back in. Let's see how they do. Sticking with almost the exact same picks here to try and close this out.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Let's see how they're able to close this out. This is exciting. I had no idea this mechanic existed. How did it? So who's going to come out on top? Pushing forward. Frugi setting up, clearing out the walls, making sure that their team gets free shots.
Securing the mission area is your top priority. They say that music brings the world together.
Beginning to make the push forward. Hades, team's main front line, sending in a couple of range shots, trying to get onto Frugi, trying to zone them out as it's another pretty hard rollout for Taiyo, trying to make their way onto the point. They have 40 seconds on this tiebreaker. Holding the line, there's the wall, trying to isolate Froggy, but Froggy's able to back up there. They've got a pretty good angle here, Taiyo beginning to make their way forward. They're still pretty grouped. They've got good healing numbers. No one dropping yet. amigooooo holding it. No, down goes Wizard. That's a Psylocke removed already, but Amar, the Psylocke on the other side going down. It's a trade 1-for-1. 10 seconds left to get onto the point. This tiebreaker, it's coming down to the wire. They got to stand on that point. They are on it. Hades making the call. They are pushing in with everything they have. The timer is up. We are all in overtime right now as Hades is holding with the best they can. Luna Snow is able to drop the extra healing with Ras Al Ghul doing the extra damage. Orkida! No! Gina goes down before they can drop the heals. Aiku has theirs, though. They're doing any healing they can. Foul is so close to the Eye of Agamotto, as is Qua, but Qua is much lower on health. But numbers-wise, amigooooo are in a dominant position. They have so many more people up as they force the members of Taiyo off the point. With no capture pressure. Can they do it with the little time they have left? So there's where the time comes into the difference. If what I'm seeing here is correct, now we see amigooooo have to complete it with the amount of time they had left, which means, yes, them finishing quicker is a big advantage here. Let's have a look at the timer at the top of the screen and see if this is correct. I'm learning this. I've not seen this happen yet. And I'm working fully independently. I'm not working with Marvel here yet. So being able to do these casts is giving me lots of information. Yes, they've got all the time they had left. This is huge. So amigooooo are going to be looking to finish any points. 1 point in 3 minutes and 1 second. Sticking with the same picks. Although Hades mixing it up a little bit here. They're going full on defense. Mines, traps, everything they can. They are trying to set this up with the Penny Parker. They're all in on this defense. Is it going to be enough? As amigooooo prepare for their rollout. We will jump on board with Qua. No portal for the fast engage. Nope, here it is. But they're already getting shot at. They're getting damaged here. So they know they're doing the portal. Look at that. You can see that Strange is at the ready. Here comes the portal. They pass on through. This is their chance to dive. With 2 minutes and 42 seconds left, moving on to that front line. They're trying to burst through. But Amnar is taking a lot of damage so far. Down goes Qua. Foul also low. Both the Strangers struggling, but Foul is being healed up by their team. 2 members down for amigooooo. This is rough. They could actually see that tie as they make their way in. Frugi loses the rest of that Hulk, making their way forward. 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining as Taiyo go hard on the defense. The Namor working wonders here with that Aquatic Dominion. Nice dodge, able to get out with the blessing. Taken out on the end though. The chase is good. Frugi down to Bada. Qua making their way forward, just trying to keep the pressure on with 1 minute, 51 seconds left. They need to be with their team. They need to regroup. They've got enough time for 1, maybe 2 more pushes here. Ultimate abilities. Aiku, 79. 69 for Spindu. 89 for Uchiha. Hades is at the ready. As is Amnar. They're pressuring in as best as they can. Hades is just holding down the point, dropping as many mines as they can, making this a dangerous place to push. A lot of abilities are up. 71 for Foul, 65 for Qua on the Eye of Agamotto's. Both of them are holding. Mines dropped on cooldown here. Hades is tanking, getting locked down, but holding. They've got 1 minute left to hold as we're seeing Taiyo holding the line as amigooooo are trying to make their way in. Amnar is waiting for the right angle, gets the shield, looking at the diamonds on the back line, but here comes the counter. The butterfly is dropped by 1, dropped by 2. They're both going to try and take out the back lines with the best of their ability. Hades is dropping the spider, trying to just push everyone off the point and drop them down to prevent them from grouping. And it's working! amigooooo are going down. Qua is slept, holding as best they can, but they won't even get the Eye of Agamotto. With 20 seconds left, the only person alive is lost, and they're not even going to make it back to the objective in time. Looks like they may try, though, at least their team might. A couple shots are being made, but they don't seem to believe. Despite they have the Galactic Legend, they are now grouped up. The team is there. Can they make it to the point? Foul with the zoning, holding the line. They're not going to make it. That is GG, and we saw a tie. neither team able to make it onto that final point, and that is GG.
Another epic victory.
Victory and loss, in fact, a draw. They don't even have a voice line for that. Was there on that Psylocke? Not too surprising there. That butterfly is so strong. The dance is just devastating to backlines here. Look at that. 26 kills on Anma, 36 on Wazzer. That Psylocke is so deadly picking up those last hits. But that is a tie. The first tie we've seen. Rashika, Ratho cool. 25 kills and 30 assists on Lunar Snow. Good lord. Wonderful jobs. But yeah, wow, that's our first tie that we have got to cast. That is crazy. Congratulations to the teams, Taiyo and amigooooo. Or I assume it's supposed to be amigooooo. But well played. That is a tie, meaning both these teams had to play 11 games to reach where they were. I will tell you now that amigooooo did end up in the in the 10-0 ratio with that extra tie on their scoreboard. So, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all had a good time. I've once again been Tetcher, I've been your caster. And tune back in for more Marvel Rivals content.